Well, hello everyone! It is I, Antiseptic, and I am back. If you've read the title, you will know that I have reached the time skip in One Piece. Woo! Yeah! Confetti! And it feels so good. So I'm here to talk about the good designs, the bad designs, the okay, fine designs. But before we get into all of that, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who tuned in and liked and commented and subscribed on my last One Piece upload. It was a huge surprise to wake up one morning to a couple thousand views. It was very much so a "Who are you people?" moment. And everyone has been so kind and awesome and supportive and have assured me that, you know, there is certainly more heartbreak to come with this show, so I appreciate that. And yeah, just a general thank you. Now that all the mushy stuff is out of the way, let's ride. I initially recorded this intro last night, but that part of the video corrupted, unfortunately, so I have to re-record it now. Bear with me. I will have makeup and, you know, my hair done in a few minutes. But yes, I am a decent way through Fishman Island, and while I do want to share my thoughts on the entire arc once I get to the end of it, as soon as I saw the redesigns, I knew I had to hop on here immediately and give my thoughts. It was urgent, people. Am I an authority on fashion or character design of any kind? No, decidedly not. But will I have plenty of opinions about it? Like you wouldn't believe. I knew that the redesigns were coming just out of the nature of being on God's green internet. And I never really, you know, evaluated the designs before because I was like, who cares? I'm never gonna watch One Piece. Little did she know. And then since starting One Piece, anytime I saw a meme or any kind of content featuring the new designs, I just kind of like allowed my eyes to go into soft focus while I scroll past in order to avoid spoilers. Does anybody else do that? I do know that I am particularly psychotic when it comes to avoiding spoilers, so it could just be me. That is my cross to bear. Across the board, I feel generally positively about everybody's new designs, as well as their new abilities. It feels like everyone is so much more competent and kick-ass, and like everyone just like raised the bar. It's like once your D&D party gets past like level 5 and you're like, hang on a second, maybe we are a good team, go us. Shout out to my homies Usopp and Nami in particular. I feel like they have improved the most, and then whenever they're in combat now, I'm the most excited to see what shenanigans they pull out between like Usopp's freaky plants. And then with Nami, I'm just a sucker for, you know, storm or like weather-based abilities, so I invested in Nami's climb attack very early on. Very grateful that she got the training with it that she deserves. And you know what? Let's just start there. Let's just start with my faves and then we'll work our way down to my not so faves. My number one with a bullet, to nobody's surprise at all, is Usopp. Yes! Perfection, my number one boy and my number one redesign. I love everything about how he looks. He is dripped out and he's buff, and it really shows his dedication to his training and his capacity to lock the fuck in when needed. The last time the crew saw him, not only was he scrawny Usopp, but since that point he had become rotund Usopp, let's say. So he had that working against him in all this time as well. I just feel like so much can be said about Usopp and his character based on his redesign without anyone having to say a single word about it, and I just like love that. Like, it just feels like the natural next step, the natural progression for the character. Everything just feels so organic. His color palette is very similar to his original one. He has his upgraded personal touches, like his new goggles, his upgraded kabuto, as well as, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it elements, like his blue and white wristband. I peeped that immediately as soon as he came on screen. I was very happy to see that return in these post-time skip designs. Elephant in the room. Is his nipple protection greatly inferior now? Let's do a side-by-side. absolutely, he is much more vulnerable in this case, but if that is the only downgrade, I will take it. Also, with Usopp, y'all know how much I love to yap about Usopp. Pre-time skip, it had been a while since we had seen Usopp drawn. Oh, where's my visual aid? Okay, so whenever somebody would say something outlandish or something that like Usopp didn't agree with, he was drawn like this a lot more in the background. And that is back in full force with Fishman Island. It's been all over the place, so yay. Like, we stay winning. The girls who love to giggle stay winning. The next crew member on my list of fave designs is Nami. Witnessing her updated appearance, I have had to come to terms with the fact that I am no better than any man. Truly. I simply love the way that she looks now. I was kind of I was kind of becoming whatever about Nami pre-time skip, which has nothing to do with her and everything to do with the fact that like the Cloud Wizards were my least favorite Straw Hat training excursion locations. Like, I wasn't super into that. But once she pulled up to the Sabaody archipelago, shopping already done, cute little outfit on, and her hair just like cascading down, I simply had to turn a new leaf. It's true. And I think a large part of that has to do with how much I prefer her with long hair. I have to apologize to Nami directly, as she is a victim of hair length politics perpetrated by yours truly. She is such a well-written character. I really adore her. And she's also been like a fashion like it girly for ages now, but I think that I was too blinded by my disdain of her bob in order to behold her true power, and for that I apologize. I think what really works for me with her new design is that they didn't do too much with it. You know, they took classic elements like her blue top and then like the circles on her classic skirt, and they just translated it and applied it to a more elevated ensemble, as elevated as a bikini top can be. My friend Elle assured me that the bikini top does not stick around forever, and there are many cute Nami outfits to come. Next on my list, which might be a surprise, is Brook. Let's go, Bony Boy. I love everything about this new design. It kind of bothered me pre-time skip that both Brook and Sanji were just, you know, two fellas on this ship wearing suits. I mean, it was weird enough for me as it was that Sanji committed to the suit, but whatever, I'm no pirate. Brook's new vibe is absolutely delicious, and I feel like it makes me understand his character so much more now. Like, I understand the vibe that he's bringing to the crew. He's the bard. He is the bard in a far more laid back, way less sophisticated way than I had previously perceived him. I really enjoyed his cult leader turned rock star storyline. Most musicians take that path in reverse. His new 70s like soul and funk wardrobe just make him stand out a little bit more and allows his personality to really shine. Let's be real for a second. Do I love his on-running joke of asking women to see their panties? No. Quite frankly, I can live without it. If we want to play devil's advocate here, I think that his new rock star angle justifies that quirk a little more for me. It is hard for me to argue against a character quirk that I dislike as long as I can justify it within universe. And that's for fictional characters only. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Much like the sexualization of Nami, I can justify it to myself that all of the objectification directed at Nami is a true reflection of what somebody in her position would go through as a young female pirate in these kind of environments. So as long as I'm able to justify it to myself, I can watch the show a little bit easier. I will get off my soapbox. I did it. All that to be said is I am enjoying Brook more and more every episode, and I think that his feather boa and his funky little pants are huge contributing factors. Rock on, Soul King, and all that good stuff. The next character on my list of faves is Sanji. I can see myself getting a little bit of pushback for this one because he's truly not all that different. But like, he is. He really is. Sanji's updated appearance is so simple but incredibly refined. Much like with Usopp and Nami, Oda, using the correct picture this time, Oda was simply just improving upon an already really solid design. I used to rejoice whenever there was a wardrobe change that necessitated Sanji wearing something other than his suit, like wearing something a little more functional. Like, I love when the gang wears t-shirts, like at the end of Water 7 when they wore the JLC t-shirts, or like that one-off episode where Sanji wore a t-shirt that said Gentle Cook, which we never saw again. Criminal offense. And I do understand like the elevated dining experience inspiration for his look. I truly do understand it, but it just felt so out of place for me. And post time skip, they tweaked it just enough for it to work. Like his improved facial hair, the way his head is drawn is slightly different, and he's weirdly like this much buffer, and he looks less like somebody out of Ouran High School Host Club. Is that the only other anime that I know of where people wear suits? Yes, stop asking. In terms of his behavior at this point in the show, he is annoying me a wee bit, but my friends and people in the comments from my last video assured me to just power through, stick with him, and there's really compelling stuff with Sanji to come. And all I have to say to that is, yes, chef. The last character on my list of favorite redesigns is Zoro. Smash! Next question! Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You already know how strong and hot Zoro is, but when he got to the shack on Sabaody, it was giving yes, 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 yes! His training with Hawkeye and Perona was honestly one of my favorites to watch. I think that all of them have really strong personalities and values, so it was interesting to watch them all like conflict with each other, and also just watching Zoro push himself to his limits. Well, past his limits. Bro doesn't have an eye anymore. He's straight up missing an eye. And what makes that like even cooler to me is that like as a swordsman, he would have had to adapt to this shift in his depth perception and work that much harder to become that much more precise. I know that these are all just drawings, so like it doesn't really matter, but like it matters to me. I really, really love this new design. He is just so much more severe in both attitude and appearance. Things that I do miss about this design, maybe they make a comeback, maybe they don't. I haven't watched too much further, but his bandana that he wears on his head and then his cream colored shirt, I do miss those pieces, it's true, but I do understand the reason why they're not there. The composition and his drip would be askew if they were there, so I understand. I miss them. I adore that he was the first person to show up on Sabaody and not get lost. Snaps for that, snaps for the growth. And then I do love that he then started ranking everyone in terms of importance based on when they arrived to Sabaody, particularly to antagonize Sanji, to show that while he has grown, not too much. I love you. Not I love you. That's too committed. Love you, Buki. Keep kicking ass. Now let's pivot to the designs that I'm not so crazy about. I don't hate them, but they're just not what I was expecting. Starting with Luffy. I like it. It is functional, inoffensive, and it shows that he is matured. I think that it is quite actually in all ways better than his original design. The colors are deeper and darker. The structure of each piece of clothing is better, and the big X scar on his chest
to show that time had passed.
Really, really great stuff. I like that he's not wearing a vest anymore. I love the sleeves. And every choice just feels like he's matured and it feels true to his character. And with all that being said, it is just Luffy. Well, not just Luffy. I don't mean just Luffy. But it is Luffy at the end of the day. And for him to come out with all the bells and whistles and like crazy weird updates, like I don't think would be true to his like more like down-to-earth character. He as a character is able to exhibit his growth through other ways, like his abilities, his channeling of his hockey, which has been really cool to see glimpses of at this point. He hasn't really had like a full ability showcase yet. Like he apprehended the imposter Straw Hats, which was a very funny excursion in the show. And then we saw a little bit on the island where he trained with Ray, but not too much else, at least where I am in the show. Right now, he is going on an adventure with the Mermaid Princess and being framed for a crime he did not commit. Classic Luffy.
Classy Disney.
But yeah, I am really excited to see what he's got cooking under the hood. I don't know if that's a car metaphor or a cooking metaphor, but we'll work with it. We'll rock with it anyway. You know what I mean. He's doing great, doing fine. His new design, largely inoffensive. And if you see me at a farmer's market this summer wearing Luffy's exact outfit, no, you didn't mind your own business. The next on my list of okay finds is Chopper. He is certainly rounder. Do not get it twisted. I love a rotund little guy. Exhibit A to Z. But my thing is like, why give him a new hat? This one's cute. Sure, I like it. But lore, like his original hat is like just like so much more integral to his origin story and like where he comes from. I'm just gonna be really disappointed to not see it moving forward. And the overall composition of his outfit is just, I don't know, it's off. I don't really like the tank top situation. I feel like it's like fighting for dominance with the hat. The colors are fighting and it's weird. I don't like it. I feel like it's like one piece of clothing too many. Like as an animal, he has to Pooh Bear it or Donald Duck it. Like no in between. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's still one of my faves. He's still a sweetie pie. And he is the cotton candy eating crew member. The next character on my list is Robin. I know. I am as surprised as you to have her this low on my list. I'll say the same thing that I said about Chopper. She's certainly rounder. I just think that she's so un-Robin now. Like, part of what I liked about Robin's initial design and wardrobe choices is how structured and angular she was. Now Robin kind of just looks like she's like borrowing from Nami's wardrobe, which when I put it that way makes me like the choice a lot more, but this is no time for headcanons, at least not yet. Okay, something positive. What I like about all of the characters' redesigns across the board is how they all look more overtly like pirates, like they are at sea. Nami and Robin, not so much, but Nami at least gets a pass because she's wearing pants, at least. Robin's not even wearing a skirt. She's wearing a sarong, which is like even way less secure. But let me take a closer look at her outfit. Okay. You know what? Hold please. When I break her outfit down on that level, the top half of Robin is low-key kind of fine. Okay. Now that I'm looking at it from a different angle, her zip-up moto jacket is really banger and true to her traditional color scheme. And I really do adore the orange sunnies. I do miss her bangs, but I can part with that because I think her new hair looks really slick and really nice. And I guess her little kitten heels are also true to Robin, just not in that color. Yeah, I think it's just that damn skirt. Okay. But it's doing a lot of the negative heavy lifting. Does this outfit change how I feel about her? Not a single ounce. I still light up every time she says something weirdly cryptic and off-putting to the rest of the crew. And I am not leaving the Nico Robin fan club anytime soon. I just applied to be treasurer, so I'm sticking around for sure. In terms of designs I did not like, Franky. Thank you for watching. This has been Antiseptic. Franky, no! What in the Dwayne The Rock Johnson did they do to you? Bro, where's your sparkle? Fuck! Let me collect myself. Down, girl. Do I like the fact that he looks more overtly like a cyborg? Yes. And that is where the praise ends. Okay, no, let me take another look here. Taking another look at him, I like that his under eyelashes are a little bit more pronounced, like they were when he was a kid. I do find that quite charming. It's very twiggy, but it's just, oh my god. Why am I acting so forlorn with it? This is not like live or die. This is not a life or death situation. Again, like Robin, Chopper, is he still my boy? 100%. I think the more that I watch the show, I'm getting used to the things that I don't like about his new appearance, like his shoulders and his arms, but they're not as jarring to me as they used to be, like right when he rocked up to the Sunny. I do like that he has the ability to bring back his hair at will, you know, he's done one of these, boop, and then he brought back his classic hair in like a mohawk, so maybe that'll come in handy for some like espionage missions. That would be interesting to see. It's just a tiny personality difference that I'm just gonna have to get with. I'm just gonna have to get with the times because I don't think that the buzz cut is going anywhere anytime soon. Franky, I adore you. I miss it. I miss your sparkle. Overall, despite my complaints, I'm still all in for the show, and I'm just gonna have to attempt to pace myself as much as possible. I just feel like catapulted into the deep end with this show. Someday I will be caught up with the show and I'll be watching it week to week, so I'm going to savor this time as long as I can, having, you know, hundreds upon hundreds of episodes at my disposal. That being said, I posted a poll after my initial One Piece video, filling out what kind of stuff you guys wanted to see from me, and this one won by a landslide, so thank you for voting. Your voice was heard. Like I said in the beginning, I just wanted to thank all of you for watching and liking videos and subscribing. I'm still a very small channel, so it meant the world to get such, like, you know, a positive and supportive response to my last video, so thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I guess I don't have anything else to say. This has been Antiseptic, and thank you for watching.